Hello, now then, welcome back. This is episode 11 of the Ironteeth Experiment 1.0 playthrough on the Oasis map. Today, we are going to be fixing, hopefully, the production issues we have for gears. Now, this was an issue after these lovely little bots went in over yonder here, which, you know, they are doing their thing, I suppose. They're doing exactly what I've asked them to do, but it is chewing through a lot of the gears. This also seems to be... well, with 4 of them, I'm surprised it's an issue, but we'll see. I'm going to just keep adding these until such time as it's not a problem anymore. So let's just get these guys running around. Otherwise, it's a bit pointless looking at a pause screen. Hopefully that'll pick up, but I'm not so sure. We do have everything prioritized by haulers. So we have, what, 5 lumber mills and 4 gears? It should be enough in theory. I'm not exactly sure the number, but I'm pretty sure that this thing pumping out, you know, 1 plank there, and it takes 3 hours to make one of these. There should be enough, but if this number go up, we should be good. It was also mentioned last time that the bio-beavers, not that it matters for the bots, but the bio-beavers are probably having a bit of a bad time working all those hours, which might explain why some of the well-being is as bad as it is. Also that well, pretty much the social life and whatnot needs fixing anyway, so these are all quite low numbers. We do need to work on those. So maybe the lower numbers will help for what we do have, which isn't a lot, I will grant you. We did add a load of stuff in last time to start fixing some of those issues, which has helped a little bit, but this number needs to really go up a lot more than that. And we also do have this area up here to finish. Obviously, with the gear situation as devastated as it is, it's going to be, well, not one that gets fixed anytime soon, let's put it that way. But we'll work on it. We'll get them on it. So these should all be iron bots. I'm not sure why they're not running. They should be running. I mean, these are bio-beavers. We don't actually have the bot numbers for it just yet, but it is what it is. We also do need to change this for bots also. So let's put that spare bot in there once this guy's finished, which will be in, well, a while. They should have enough to figure out enough for the production, so that means we shouldn't be getting injured on most things. We do need to switch all of the other beavers over to this also, so that the bio beavers are doing pretty much nothing other than farming and pumping water, I suppose. Oh, and obviously having a good time at the old exercise plaza. Right, so anyway, it's worth putting in the blocks and everything, so it's at least halfway done. We could probably do that, to be fair. Let's let them do that. They can get up here. So, gears are still an issue. Over here is taking them, which is fine. There's 6 gears needed every 7 hours. Two, 3. Okay, so I'm getting a lot more gears than that. So let's place those in, and in theory, anyway. I mean, that's with some basic counting up numbers, not very scientific. Oh, it's 9, so rounding down to 3 hours. So we do need to make 9 gears just to feed that. Nice, new high score of 24. So if these are all bots, which they should be, obviously get the haulers doing their thing. Yeah, I mean, that should be enough, to be fair. Especially if they're running 24/7. I guess the problem is getting the haulers to do anything for them, so I suppose the next best thing would be to get bots hauling, maybe. We need to prioritize those, please. There we go. Good. Right, so I guess they're just dumping everything into this. Yes. Let's make that low-hanging fruit. There we go. They can... I say low-hanging fruit. High-hanging fruits. Fruit to leave. They've got absolutely nothing else to do, then that'll be fine. But with that done... we should be fine. Right, okay. So with that hopefully fixed, and, well... we do actually have enough bots to power that, so that's good. That was my only concern, that we was waiting on those guys to come in. But I think we'll be fine. What I'm going to do... placing another hauling post. I'm just going to say it for bots. That should keep them somewhat happy. Now we probably do need to do some charging. Right, one of the other things we was going to do is wait for this to, well, try and sort itself out. Now eventually it will evaporate, which has quite a way to go, and I don't really want to wait that long. Let's just see if we can... see if we can't expedite this drainage somewhat. Getting down here is going to be a problem. So with that said, with the beavers anyway. Nice. This is good. We could just blow that out and then we should be able to... oops, wrong one. In fact, no, change your mind. We're not going to do any of that. Gonna go with the original plan and just pump this thing dry. Somewhere in here, which is the thing I'm after, is those. And then we'll just extend it down. And then we can take this back out and we can get the water pumping down into there without too much of an issue, I think. Power is running fine. Still quite high demand, but that's okay. And with bots going into this, I'm hoping that we can eventually get... gonna complain about these, but that's fine. But with the haulers doing that, I'm hoping that they can at least keep these fed and watered with the planks if they're running 24/7, which they should be for the most part. I mean, there's only 3. These guys are still bio beavers, which is fine. And I guess they'll work on that when they get round to it. Okay, so that's got most of the bits and pieces in it we're going to need. Power was what we was going to run this way. So, best way to deal with that, because we want power to come up here to power these things. So let's just see what's the easiest way to deal with this. These need to be, believe, fed from the second tier, if I remember rightly. Could be wrong. Something along those lines should allow us to get something done over there. Let's worry about how we're going to get that plumbed over here. How is this? You can't really do too much about that, to be fair. What a hideous sound we've discovered. So, let's just see. Can't find anything. But if we place this here, that'll get laid in at some point, and that'll give us 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have those unlocked anyway, so we'll just place this here. Run it straight across the top, and then we just have to place some more around here. Because we didn't actually connect the power into these, unfortunately. Which you can do to a point, but it's not in this tube network here, which is a bit... Sorry, you can power through them, but you can't run it over the tubes, is what I meant. So that's that done. Couple ammo on that. Should just be a case of chucking these in to get them at least across to here. And we need to get over to there, I believe. Let's just zoom out slightly. It's 9 data out, nothing to worry about with that, I don't believe. So this is just going to be a case of building what we can where we can. There'll be a fair bit of shenanigans this one, I think. It'll be something along those lines. Probably doesn't really need to be all of this, but we're going to do it this way anyway. And we finally got use for the 3. We'll just do it like that instead. One day we'll unlock it, I'm sure we will. But in the meantime, in between time, we will just do this. Something like that. Now we can build a lot of that, but not all of it. So then we get to here. So we could get up to this level without too much of an issue. But ideally, could cheese it with the tubes. Which I guess we could do, but yeah, we're going to need to cheese it with the tubes, I think, so this is probably quite expensive for what we're about to do. But longer term means we can build everything, so, you know. That will allow us to build everything under the sun in this area anyway, and the power will be running to it, and we will be good. How's this thing coming along? Not the best. We do have positive numbers on gears, so maybe we finally correct it. Not high numbers, but numbers nonetheless. There's plenty of trees for them to be on with, so that's okay. We do need to run power into this as well, so that was one thing we needed to consider for this time. The best thing for us to do is just going to be hook it into the back of this as quickly and simply as possible, I think. Just for funsies, let's just do... Then we can just run that nice and simply. Yeah, it's a bit higgledy-piggledy, but it does mean that they can get to it. Everything should be in reach at that point. Are these now useless? Nope, they're still good. Fine. Good, good. Numbers of gears are fine. Moving in the right direction. Cool beans. It's in the bad water anyway, so that's going to be no issue for us there. And I suppose while we're here, actually, we could take advantage of plumbing into this thing. We do have another problem around here if we're going to greenify this map, so we do need to get over it anyway. We may as well add another 400. Why not? Power? Whereabouts is this thing? Absolutely nowhere convenient, but we'll put it in there anyway. We'll do a similar... We would go up anyway, aren't we? So, alright, fine. Heaven forbid it was simple. that gets us to here. We can then worry about jumping up. What am I doing? There we go. And the tubes. It's probably best to put a station up here, to be honest. Just so that they can do a bit more. Let's just get everything downstairs first. Let's worry about the power first, because that's the main thing that needs to be up here. So... that's that, and we'll just bring the tube line down like so. The old geothermal engine can sit nicely on there, and with that, massive construction efforts. It will take them a very, very long time to do that, especially because they're going to have to do it one at a time. But once that's running through, that'd be nice. That's going to stay closed. It's kind of hurt our gears. But I guess they've got nothing to do else construction-wise anyway, so I guess it's okay to leave for now. That station doesn't need to exist anymore. Probably not. Probably take this out as well. Don't need to care too much about it. We'll leave it in. For now, anyway. So once this is done, we can then worry about dealing with this area, which will just be from this aquifer. Block this. And it should be fairly green at that point. Do similar thing down here. Just put a dam there, and then unblock those. Oh, make them a sluice, to be fair. Sluice? No. Sluice here. And when this is running, it should be good. Just getting along, still fine. Okay, so with the major construction pieces out of the way, and well, once that's done in 45 gears time, should be okay. So the population's fine, so probably need to start concentrating on making things just a little bit better for the beavers. So what are we short of? Shrubs? We have no shrubs. We could lay some shrubs, they're fairly easy. Food needs sorting. So probably need to look at soybeans and maybe start looking at the eggplants as well. I think for that though, we're going to need to have another green area, which I don't know how doable that's actually going to be. Alright, so to greenify another area. I wonder what we'll actually get out of that. So that's going to fill all of that. That's going to be somewhat of a green area. This will be green. particularly keen on just laying in the 1,000,001 water dumps, which is probably the only way to really fix some of the other areas until all this is pumping properly anyway. Yeah, so if we have some bots that aren't doing anything because they're bored. Let's take them out of anywhere that's going to cause them any issues. I guess that means this guy's full, which it is. Okie dokie. Bots. I suppose with that army of bio beavers doing nothing, we can get them building. May as well speed up construction. The dome is complete. Nice. Okie dokie. Good news. I also think it's time to say goodbye to these water wheels. So we're going to use this area up here for greenery. We probably need to dam some things up. However, are any of them load bearing? So this guy isn't. Nobody can reach that. This guy definitely isn't. Is this guy load bearing? I think he is. And if we take them out, they're not going to be able to build anything to fix it. Well, step one is going to be this. We're just going to say, build those. Step two is going to be to cut this off, so it's probably a really bad idea, but we're going to do it anyway. Nice. Start 27 begins. In hindsight, we could have left that in. So, never mind. So the water's going to come back down here. We need to get over into this area, which we've kind of shot ourselves in the foot to get over. So I think the best thing we can do is no, we could go underneath actually. That's probably not the worst idea going. Yeah, build me that. And we're going to need to be quick with this because we'll need to get them everything reconnected. And because all of the beavers are in fact bio beavers, for building any purposes, we're going to need them. Yeah, we could switch them actually if we have enough. Let's just say it's too far. So that gets us 24/7 working. And now we do the stupid thing of killing this. This will make sense at some point. And as ultimate priority, get everything there built. This is probably being sustained by these, which won't last forever. But we should be good now. These now should be going back up. Yeah, cool. Right. With that done, we could probably do a bit of tidying up around here at this point then, so... does that work? It does, but that's as much as we'll ever be able to do. That can go, as can that. All of this can go. I mean, it's a bit tidier. What's underneath here? Did we have a tunnel? No, we didn't. With that said, we have as much built in this area as we can. They should be able to get up there to tidy everything up. I probably need a bit of encouragement from this path here, but I can always lay that in. That won't be a problem. And I'll probably need some encouragement to come this way. As for these, we are just going to, well, create a nice little lake down this area, to be fair. So with that, it's going to be a ton of stairs. And just get them across as we can. Lay them paths in. It's a bit convoluted, but it should work well enough for what we need them to do down here. And I think for this area, it's just going to be a case of getting the sluices into control depth, so... What am I doing? Something along these lines. So get them to lay them in. And then I do want to flood this area, so we're just going to fill it in, basically. So, do we have dirt? We don't have dirt yet, do we? No. So, 1,000,001 levies later. Not necessarily have the wood for that, but it'll be okay. For now, these can stay closed, but we can get these demolished. Cool. Alright, I can be on with that. Does that mean then that they've finished this area? Not quite. I've laid that in first, which is weird. I would have thought they'd have put that in first, but okay. Never mind, we'll leave them to it. That would take long to evaporate. Hey, how's this pool down here going? Very much nearly done. Alright, so if that could go for 4. Again, another convoluted construction for this, but it should work for us, I'm hoping. How much do we lose having that thing? Quite a bit. But ideally, we need to go to that one. Right, if we put this in like so. Oops. Something like that. Again, convoluted, I know, but we need to be able to get in this thing at this point, which is easier said than done, but we can get rid of these for now. So retire those beavers off. They're not going to be able to build it, are they? Oh, they can if we're a bit sneaky with this. That still work? I think it does. Yes, it does. That should be something that they can construct. There's not much bad water left in there, to be fair, given the fact that, well, all the contamination has gone from around the area. The beaver bots are probably not going to have a good time down here, which is technically true. You'd probably do with them being able to charge elsewhere, to be fair, but never mind. So, yeah, let's just... I don't believe any industry has now been served. No. Good. Okay. So the gears are going up. That's now plumbed in. In theory, this doesn't need to exist. Aha! It does need to exist. My bad. Let's get that done as soon as possible. Hopefully there is a builder bot coming to sort that for us. Hopefully it's this guy. No, it's not. Thank you. We should probably also put some logs down here. Do me this solid to get that in and get that obtained. And they should be able to build that in fairly short time. So we're definitely swimming more, which is nice. Still need shrubs. How are we like for housing? Got fine for housing. Got 18 board beavers. If many cassavas has picked up, that was a problem last time, which seemingly was a holding problem, so worked out nicely for us. I guess then we can look at some of the other foodstuffs. Where can we put these that are not so much totally out the way, but well enough out the way to not be an inconvenience for the beavers to get to? These take so long to do anything with. Okay, let's say... you why not? Mushrooms and algae. But it does need processing, I believe. Yes, mushrooms need to be processed there. And I believe the other ones are in a food factory, so let's just put that in. Algae. And this eggplants that we've not done anything with as yet. We just need somewhere to process that. Now, coffee is fine. We should probably say goodbye to this builder hut somewhere else, so... perhaps the best way for here is around this side. Let's delete the path, tidy it up a tiny bit. So that gives us a little bit more space around here, and we obviously do need to build 2 more of these things, so... guess they'll do for now. So these can be for the mushrooms. And these can be for soybeans that don't exist. Obviously, get the haulers doing what they need to do for that. Cool, so that will eventually be fine. This area has opened itself up quite nicely for this. That's going to get done at some point, whenever. It's now working. Yes, good. Just say goodbye to all of these trees. And it would obviously not reach. Because why would it? No matter, it should be good now. I'll get around to that eventually. Haulers should deal with these. Just keep everything stocked up. And I guess we'll switch the bots over to be builders 24/7. Now, the problem we're going to have is with those big construction jobs, it's going to be keeping them fed and watered. Now, they don't need to be down here after this is done, so empty that. Just look at this poor guy. He has no juice. Looks like they're working on that. Charging is going to be a problem down here as well. We should probably nip that in the bud while we can. Just lay a couple in, that should be enough for what we need. Everything should be buildable because it's all connected there. Oh, they're getting... doing a nice speedy number on that one. Fine, that should improve the water throughput quite nicely in here. That's all backed up anyway. We need power over here. Which I think we can achieve, actually, fairly simply. Again, this is probably a really bad idea, but... No, 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 no. I believe that's the right level. Let's do that because we don't need to waste the time on planks and extract for that. But if we can hook into there, then we can just put some charging bits and pieces around here. Now they're going to get to that eventually. That's far too much, so let's just leave that at 0.9. That's now empty, so let's delete that. Get everything picked up. Should take the 2 lines to pick that up. It should be mostly logs, to be fair, which we don't have a lot of, so it's better we recycle them now. They should be able to pick everything else up from there. It's on the side. And we've just got this one last sluice to put in once we've pulled everything back. And then we should be able to open this up. It's a bit weird they haven't got round to this as yet, but fair enough. Aha! This is done. Nice. Okay. We are topping out quite a lot of our... where does this go? Ah, goes to feed there anyway. Fair enough. Without... Don't particularly want to open that up just yet. Because it will have no way to be controlled. Gears still aren't super hot, but don't think they're being used in construction anywhere else. That was picked up. Delete me all of this. And then find me that last sluice. Uh, 1.5 should do quite nicely, I believe. Could go a little deeper, I suppose, but... Well, someone is working on that. Okay, they're doing it in a really convoluted way, but alright, fair enough. You guys do you. I guess we've caught up with the other construction jobs, so that's fine. This should never be contaminated, so we'll leave that be. That just needs to get a hit with a light hammer. What's up with you? Say what? Isn't connect? Oh, it isn't. You're right. Whoopsie. There we go. Looks like there was a bit of spillage, but these should be closed. Which they are. Get rid of that, please. Get rid of those paths. Thank you, Autosave, for ruining that, but it's good, so that's fine. We'll set that to auto then. Does mean that this will go green, I believe, without it, because it'll fill up that path. With any luck, this area should be beautiful and green. That's that done, so that's juiced up the power supply just a tiny bit more, so we're not really too concerned with that now. beavers, beaver builders, to be fair. What workplaces? They're all bots, so we could send them down into the drink, the bad drink. And the only thing that will not be builder bots is this. Well, I no longer believe we have any builder beavers, builder bio beavers more specifically. Does mean we can tackle this, I think, nice and safely. Let's just see what level this is on. Chimble through straight through there, I think, is the best thing for us to do, so... build me that. And I suppose we'll get a little entrance in just to allow ease of connecting everything in. And because we're down here, gives them some place to charge, which is fine and dandy for what we need. Okay, 6-day drought. Nothing too concerning with that. This is not far from completion, so the water should run through quite nicely. Don't know how much these guys are actually pulling out of here. Some, alright, fair enough. Cool, so that's now nice and green. Get rid of this guy. Kaboom, that. And we should, looking underneath here. Are you too far? Of course you are. Tell me you're too far now. I dare you. I dare you. That will be a problem. So we need to hold water back here, don't we? So I suppose the easiest, simplest thing we can do here is just put in those. And just set this to be 0.9, I guess. What do we set these ones to? 0.9, yeah. We do need storage for these as well, so let's just lay those in. How is there a log? I really got to build. Whatever. Whatever, Trevor. Let's sort that out for us. So this can be for... These all finished goods. No. Go for mushrooms. Algae should be there somewhere. Will you now go pick that up? Thank you. Right, and now, finally, you for the eggplants. You've got absolutely nothing to do because we don't have any eggplants, so step one, close that off. And this is now reach average well-being of 30, and we have, sort of. You have nothing to do in range, you say. Is that because these aren't marked for cutting? They are not. Guess what? They are now. So if you could just sort that out for me, that'd be lovely. And done. Cool. Right, so what have we achieved this episode? I think we're about the hour mark, so we'll wrap up here. There's quite a bit left of the drought, but we could start with that come the next time. But we have, I think, mostly resolved the gear situation. As long as we're not sinking them into any big construction projects. They are net positive, which is good enough. Trees are an issue, seemingly. They are down to 300. But these should be popping up sooner rather than later. We could plant some more trees down here, to be fair. But we do have this area down here also, which gives us the ability to put some anything we want to, ultimately. Mangroves, where are they? Somewhere in here. We could have mangroves down here. Just have an absolute boatload of them. Although, we've got loads anyway, to be fair, so... Full stock, in fact. Who knew? We do need to fix storage for finished goods, so we do have this area up here for the raw bits and pieces, and eggplants that don't yet exist, which we'll do next time. And I do want to extend the tube network down to this area just to make things a little bit more simple. We'll probably just run it down the side and across, up and down and whatnot. Shouldn't take them too long. We should be able to fit those in. There they are. Are you too far? Oh, of course you're too far. Why would you not be too far? Just do that. Fix that. Yeah, but with that we can lay in the things we need to lay in for this, so next time with that done, we can then start to get this built. While I'm here, actually, while they can't build it, I don't know if we can hook. So you can't hook into the bottom, right? Okay. No. In that case, then, let's just do that. I'll give them something to do. And from there, we can then figure out how to get them up here to cap this. Which is going to take quite a bit of gears that we do not have. So if there's any large construction jobs out to be done, then we should be okay to leave them alone for a while at least. Maybe these will go up. We have plenty of spare beaver bots though, so maybe need to look at doing something with those. Or just slowing down one of these, potentially. Potentially. We could get into Greece as well. Oh, they've cleared the scrap, so goodbye to you. So all that's left up here is the old mine. Probably going to need to get some haulers dealing with that too. There we go. So the mining area has been fixed. The power is fine, good enough, what we need anyway. This will become clear and we'll fill it with this eventually. This is a very convoluted method of emptying this, but it's probably the best we can do. We can't do these because they don't really go deep enough in the way anyway. But if they can get out all of the bad water, we can just then delete that and it'll be fine. We'll pull everything back and delete it. They finally finished this, so this should be pumping through as much water as humanly possible at this point. That's okay. Water in here is fine. Everything here has been kept fed nicely. Cutting this off completely seems to be the case. Did I leave this turned on? It did. I'm still not sure what we need to do to cover this. To make sure, so if this is deep enough here, through being controlled by the sluice that's down here. Oh, I do need to fix that. My surprise isn't really a surprise, but yeah, I need to get paint on the case for that. Replace the tree we took out. I'm going to replace it with a picture of a tree, just so it looks as similar. Wellbeing's going up. Eggplants need sorting. They're going to live down here. Hopefully this area is going to greenify a little bit more. We can put more trees down here. Either down here or elsewhere. We could also connect this up, to be fair, but we'll look at that next time, trying to ease some of the paths. We need to sort out, say, the tube network down in this area. This is going to be used for stuff, which it should be, because this is nice and green. Get rid of this guy. And the numbers are going up for there as they should be. Food's still fine. We just need to increase storage of stuff. So we do need to find a home for... Yes, there's no need for you to exist. Needed to find somewhere for the finished goods. So, and sorting out the well-being still. So next time, it's probably going to be a little bit more looking after the beavers themselves. I think the bots are now fine. We could probably lay in some more of these science points to fix a lot of the other issues. We probably need to lay in potentially another number cruncher. Thinking about it, just to keep them fed if we have more control towers. Again, job for next time. Maybe put one over here. But I think for now, that will do us for this episode. We do have the algae coming in. Nice, 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 nice. You shouldn't be for fermented, you should just be for mushrooms. Anyway, slight distraction over. As I was saying, thank you very much for watching. If you have any comments, as always, please chuck them down below. Give them a read. And other than that, I will see you guys in the next one, which will be with the folktales. Probably on the... Not many ones left on that one as well, because that's a greenifying and sort of calling it there with that one. This one I think we'll play to the end with the... Get the monuments gone. We probably do need to build the other ones, to be fair, but we'll worry about that also next time. But as I said, thank you very much for watching. See you guys next time. Take care.